Right, great levels. So you all know that we are now complete with what? We are now complete with financial maths. But before we get on financial maths, before we get on to our next section after financial maths, what I want to do is today I want to cover a few examples with you people, and then obviously I'll send you some more work on financial maths, and then we simply have two sections left in maths. We have probability and we have statistics, and then we are complete with the entire lesson. Right. Okay. So what I have is I have a specific set of questions that I want to go through. Why it's quite intense. It tests you mostly on everything that you need to know with regards to financial maths, right? So once I will post these questions in the group so you can see what I'm referring to when I'm talking about them. Okay, so let's start with them, right? So, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is we're going to look at this whole entire question number 7, right? So, the first part in question number 7, it says, a company bought a machine costing 80,000. So, let's just make some notes here, right? So, we know the cost of the machine is 80,000, right? Okay, then we carry on. It depreciates on the reducing balance to the book value of. So then we know our book value is now what times this 20,000, right? And they say N is 5 years. So they say our N is what? 5 years. Now, watch how simple and easy to understand a specific question like this. They said that we're doing depreciation on the reducing method balance, right? Reducing balance. So I'm just going to put RP, reducing balance. So the first thing that we basically need to calculate here is the rate of your depreciation. So how do you calculate your rate of depreciation? You first need to say what formula are you going to use. It says reducing balance, so you're going to use the one similar to compound interest but with a minus sign. So let's go. You're going to write out your formula A. So this is number 1, right? You're going to go ahead and say A is equals to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. Lovely. Now the next thing that we're talking about is what is my A amount, what is my P amount, what is my N amount, and lastly, what is my interest rate. They asked us to calculate our interest rate. Agreed. Lovely. Then our A amount won't it be our book value because it always needs to be the smaller one, right? And then our cost will be 80,000, and they already told us that it will be after 5 years. Remember, there's not a plus, that's a minus. My mistake, so it said 5 years. Now, all you basically go and do is plug this in your formula and then solve for the answer. So you're going to get A to be what? 20,000 is equals to your P, which is 80,000 into 1 minus I and to the power of N. And what's N youngsters? N is 5 years. Right. So how do you go ahead and you solve for this? You first divide by 80 on both sides. So it becomes 20,000 divided by 80,000 is equals to what? 1 minus I to the power of 5. Agreed. Then, this, if you simplify it, right, all the zeros can cancel out. 2 goes into 2 ones and all over the 4 times is equals to 1 minus I to the power of 5. Then we do what? We fifth root it there and we fifth root it there, so the 5 and the 5 cancel. And then now you go ahead and take out your calculator. So now perfect. We have our calculator, so we basically do what? We fifth root this. So if you take out your calculator, you can press shift, then you can say the fifth root of 1 over 4. Then you press solve for it, it gives you 0.75. Then you take the 1 over, so it becomes minus 1 is equals to negative I. Then you say minus 1 in the calculator, it gives you negative 0.24. Let's just leave it like that, that's negative I. Multiply both sides by a negative, so it gives you 0.24, and that's I. So I is not 0.24, but you need to multiply by 100. Why is this? To get your final answer, so it gives you 24%. Lovely. So that's basically how you do something with depreciation when they ask you to calculate for the rate of depreciation. Perfect. Let's head on to another question, right? So we know that our book value It says calculate the effective interest rate. So what do they want us to calculate now? I effective is what they want you to calculate. If the normal interest rate, so I nominal is equals to 5% compounded quarterly. So, right, youngsters, while we're looking at this specific thing, we need to convert from I effective to I nominal. Perfect. So how do I do something like this here? All I basically do is I go ahead and I write out my formula. So I say let's answer this specific question. So this is question number 2, right? So with regards to this here, I say my I effective is equals to 1 plus I nominal all over m raised to the power of m. Remember that this year always happens in 1 year. It doesn't happen for more than 1 year. Therefore, we do not have times n here. Then they say it's 1 plus I effective, right? So my formula is what? 1 plus I effective. So now they want us to calculate I effective. We have 5% compounded quarterly, so it's 1 plus, right, I nominal is 0.05 all over m. If it's quarterly, remember our table says that it's going to be 4 raised to the power of 4. Then what do I do with this specific one? I can take it over minus 1 and then I will have my I effective. Can you see how simple that is? Now you can go ahead, plug this in your calculator. If you plug it in your calculator, let's see what you guys get, right? So you're going to have basically 1 plus the 0.05 all over 4 raised to the power of 4 minus 1. Once you guys do that, you now plug this in, it gives you that there, and you can say times it by 100 and round it off to 1 decimal place. So you basically will get I effective after you multiply it by 100. What would you get? You get 5,09%. If you want to round it off maybe to 1, you could have said I effective was what, youngsters? A 5,1%. Basically. Right? Lovely. So that's quite a simple question, quite easy for us to understand. So now we know how to do or work with I effective. So we've covered the depreciation question, we've covered the I effective, I nominal, and I effective question. Let's have a look at our next question that we're going to ask us for, right? So let's see the next one, right? It says SIPO invested are 30,000. So what do you people think that this is? So let's go ahead and write out A, P, I, and N, right? So it says that SIPO has invested 30,000 into the entity. So what does this 30,000 represent? Our P value, obviously, right? For 6 years. So you invested this year for 6 years. So the total number of years is 6 years. Can you see? 6 years. The investment earned 12% per annum compounded monthly for 2 years. So from the 6 years, what happened? 2 years was what? 2 years was at 12. So let's just write it. 2 years was at 12% compounded monthly. Compounded monthly. Right? And then the interest rate changed to what? 10.8% compounded semi-annually. So compounded semi-annually means compounded half value for the rest of the period. Calculate the value at the end of this year. So if you can see, this is a part of your I, right? And this is part of your I. Can you all see that? Right. But now, they want us to calculate the value at the end of the year. So what's the main thing that we need to tackle here is draw the number line. So this is the information that's given to us. We need to now go ahead and draw the number line for this specific time. We know that this is T0. We know that this is T6. Alright. It says that at T2, there was a change in something. There was a change in what? In interest rate. So let's have a look at this. We invested how much in the beginning? 30,000. So that's my P. My interest rate for the first 2 years was 12% compounded And then my interest rate from T2 to T6, how many years is this year is? How many years? This is 4 years, and this year is 2 years. Right? And then my interest rate from T2 to T6 was 10.8% compounded half yearly. So now we've got our number line drawn out quite neatly there for us, right? Now we need to do what, boys and girls? We now need to answer the specific question. They want us to calculate the final amount in the account. It's not so difficult. So you go ahead and write out your formula. A is equals to P into 1 plus I to the power of n. Why are we using that specific formula? Now that we have this formula, we now know A is equals to, what's my P amount? My P amount is 30,000 into 1 plus, what's my interest rate? My interest rate is 0.12, right? 0.12. It's compounded monthly, so we have to divide it by 12. Remember, this is over M multiplied by M. Then it's for 2 years, so it's 2 times it by what's your M? 12. Now this. Remember I told you people, when you're changing an interest rate, what happens? You never ever put a plus or minus, you just open up another bracket. Then you go ahead, 1 plus, what's your new interest rate? 0.108. That's 10.8% all over. It says compounded half yearly, so compounded half yearly is 2. Then we're going to say for 4 years multiplied by 2. And then you have your specific thing that you need to plug into your calculator. What an easy question. You now plug this entire thing in your calculator and you can get the final answer. So let's have a look. If you plug in this in your calculator, how would it look like? Right. So you're going to basically have this here, right? So you're going to have 3123 into 1 plus 0.12 all over 12 close to the power of 2 multiplied by 12. There 1 plus 0.108 all over 2 raised to the power of 4 multiplied by 2. And then you can just double check it like that there, 30,001 plus 0.122 multiplied by 12. See, no plus and minus sign between the brackets. Why? That's just the normal interest rate change. And then you can basically press equals to, and your answer will be 58,017, right? So, you basically now can see that your answer here is 58, sorry. So, what is your answer here? Now your answer here is 58,017. Let's round it off to 1 decimal place, 5. Right. So you see how you do a specific timeline question, how simple it is to get it, right? Let's try another question, right? So the reason for this whole lesson this week is just to ensure that you guys are practicing this section, making sure that you guys understand how to do timelines, making sure you guys understand how to answer, go about answering a financial maths question, stuff like that, right? Let's have a look at this next question, right? This next question looks a bit more tricky. So let's see, right? Mary. So this time I'm going to go ahead straight and I'm going to go ahead and draw my timeline one shot, right? So let's see here and let's see how I draw this number line, right? T0. I start drawing this number line, and while I'm drawing the number line, I'm filling information on it, right? So it says Mary deposited 25,000 into a savings account, right? So here at the beginning, my P value is equals to what? 25,000. Can you see she deposited that amount? The monthly interest rate was what, youngsters? It says the monthly interest rate is 18% compounded monthly, right? So our interest rate for now, my interest rate is equals to 18% compounded monthly. See, I wrote my I here on top. Lovely. Then it says Mary withdrew 8,000 from the account 2 years after the initial deposit. So here we are here at T2. Mary takes out 8,000 from the account. Alright, she withdrew 8,000. Then she deposited another 4,000 into account 3.5 years after the initial deposit. So let's go. Here's my initial. So 3.5 years will be somewhere here. And she deposits another. So that means she adds another what, youngsters? Another 4,000 in the account. Then it says, what amount will Mary have after 5 years? So the total number of years is working to T5. Right. So let's have a look at this specific thing. What's my interest rate? My interest rate will remain the same at 18% compounded monthly. Right? That's my interest rate and it's going to remain like that thing. So let's have a look. What formula are you using? Obviously you're using your compound interest, E into 1 plus I multiplied by A. You're now calculating your A amount. Don't you guys agree that I need to take this to the end? Right? So let's put a cube here. I need to get that amount there. I need to take this to the end. Put a cube there. And then I need to take this to the end. And then I can add and subtract. Now remember, I put this as a minus here. So that reminds me that I need to subtract this amount. I put this as a plus because that reminds me I need to add this amount. So let's first take the 25,000 to the end. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say A is equals to 25,000, right? Youngsters? It's going to be what? 25,000 into 1 plus, what's my interest rate? It's 0.18 divided by 12 multiplied by A. What's my N? N is from T0, so it's 5 multiplied by 12. See how simple that is, right? So now I've taken the 25,000 to the end. The 8,000 was a withdrawal. It was a withdrawal. So what do we do when there's a withdrawal? We subtract 8,000. But then I need to take the 8,000 way youngsters to the end. So I need to say 1 plus 0.18 divided by what, youngsters? Divided by how much? 12. And then from 2 to get to 5 is how many years? It's 3 years. So I need to say 3 multiplied by 12. Quite simple with that one there. And then we're moving on to the last part of this. Right. So we're going to go ahead and say plus 4,000. Now the reason we're saying plus 4,000 is why, youngsters? The reason I'm saying plus 4,000 is because now she's put more money into the account. Can you see what I'm trying to get with that? So we're going to say plus 4,000 and then we have to take 4,000 to the end. So it's 1 plus 0.18 all over 12 multiplied by, how many years is it from 3.5 to get to 5? It's what, youngsters? So if you're not sure about this, you can go ahead and take your calculator out. You can go ahead and plug in your calculator 5 minus 3.5 and then it gives you 1.5, right? So it's 1.5 years, so 1.5 multiplied by 12. Right. Now you have your entire amount drawn out like this here for you. All you need to do is go ahead and plug it in your calculator. Once it's plugged in your calculator, you can get your final answer. Quite simple, quite easy, right? So let's have a look at this here. So we're going to go 25, 1, 2, 3 into 1 plus 0.18 all over 12, right? To the power of 5 multiplied by 12. Right, can you see? So that's the first whole one done. Right, then you're going to say minus 8, 1, 2, 3 into 1 plus 0.18 all over 12 raised to the power of 3 multiplied by 12. Then you're going to say plus 4,000 into 1 plus 0.18, sorry, 0.18 all over 12 raised to the power of 1.5 multiplied by 12. Right, so what we can do is we can just have a look if everything is plugged in correct. 25,000, 1 plus 0.18 all over 12 multiplied by raised to the power of 5 multiplied by 12. Okay, so we see that first one is correct. We can say now the next one was minus 8,000 into 1 plus 0.18 all over 12 raised to the power of what? 3 multiplied by 12. And then we can see it's a 4,000 into 1 plus 0.18 all over 12 raised to the power of 1.5, because that's 1.5 years multiplied by 12. And then you can basically press answer, and you can see it gives you the 52,636.7, right? So now what you need to go ahead here is write in 52,636.7. Okay, so basically if you look at it, we went through depreciation, we went through changing interest, we went through changing your adding and addition and stuff. That's mainly the main types of things that I wanted to conquer this week with you people by doing examples on them. So I hope this 20-minute video is good enough for this week. What I will do is I'll post more questions on this specific thing into the group with the solutions. Please ensure that you do it, and if you don't know how to do it, you speak to me, message me, tell me you don't know, I can maybe make another video for you, something different, right? Perfect. Good luck guys.